Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and do well. The elder apostles, the elder bishops, the teachers, the evangelists, preaching in the four winds, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Aquathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yehawada with the lesson. This is Al Chazira. This is a big question. Will bird flu spark the next pandemic? Right? And as you notice, if you can see right here, this was February 16th, 2023. This is a year ago, way before any of this. You're starting to so-called, they're ramping it up, but this is them building the plot, the premise, right? Because everything they do is predictive programming. So in this predictive programming, they placed this out there about a year ago. It is rising fast as a contender aimed dramatic outbreak among mammals and could be far deadlier than the CV-19, right? And you can see, like I said, back showing you when it was a year ago. It is a bloody trail. Uh, uh, Advent flu has killed 15 million domestic birds. And the avid, basically, I looked up that word avid. So avian. Oh, avian. It's like an avian, and that word, it just says definition. It just says relating to birds. So avian is related to birds. So I guess that's another way of just saying bird flu. Avian flu has killed 15 million domestic birds and led to a culling of an unprecedented 193 million more since October 2021. Right? The rapid virus has jumped from Europe and Asia to North America, spreading shortly afterwards to the bird population. Wait a minute, but they were saying this comes from the bird population. So now it went from there to there and then got into the bird population here. Wow, this is crazy. In the South and Central America, right? That isn't crazy. That is crazy. It's It is no longer restricted to birds in the United States. It is no longer restricted just to birds. Well, how did it get to the birds, right? It would have to come from a person from the first place, right? Because you're saying it traveled from all the way over to over here without it being a what I mean, the only thing that would make sense is a person brought it, right? And that would be the only thing that makes sense. So this whole little narrative do not make sense. It's no longer restricted to birds in the United States. The lists of wild mammals either killed by the calling over of, I can't say that word, and avian influenza outbreak is growing. Grizzly bears in, in Nebraska, Montana, a red fox in Montana. Ah man, this is just ridiculous. But yeah, but they're pushing the narrative, right? Okay, yeah, this is also from Al Jazeera. Okay, now this is how you know that they're spinning these narratives, right? It says U.S. reports first human case of H5N1 bird flu, right? The case came in concerns that a continuing outbreak among the U.S. could lead to more human infections, right? This is 2 years ago, mind you. This is April 29th of 2022. 2 years before any of that other stuff, before they said there were any cases in America, right? According to the other article, right? It says the first known human case of H5N1 bird flu in the United States has been detected in a prison in Colorado. Now, mind you, when we just read the other article, when it was saying where it came uh, from Asia to Europe, from Europe to um, yeah, basically from Europe to America, to the Americas, right? You know, but this is saying, oh yeah, you know what? It just came, and in the first place, it's at a prison. Now they were saying it comes from animals. There's no animal that migrates. We never heard of a bird that can fly and migrate over to Europe and then migrate back, or a bird that migrates from Europe over to here. So they're in their on no animal because they're saying this is an animal thing, right? So they say it takes some time for it could jump from animal to person, but somehow it jumped from from Asia to Africa, from Africa to Europe to this place to over here, right? Down to South America and Central America, right? But the very first case, according to what they want you to believe this, that it went to a prison. So how in the world did it get to, these people are locked down most of the day. They're not around other people, right? And then this thing is not saying that it's jumping from animal to human yet, but then yet they are, in the sense, because then hey, it must already been, obviously, from what they're saying, but they're not saying, they're just saying it's an animal thing, right? So the first case is in prison in Colorado, according to, right? See, these are your officials. These are the people that you put over you. Saying you believe in their science, right? According to the Center of Disease and Control and Prevention, right? Yeah, but funny how the thing is just called CDC, right? They just added that prevention thing, right? Right? Because they're not preventing the thing, right? They're they're controlling the disease, right? And then right now they're controlling the narrative, trying to control the narrative, which don't make sense. The person tested positive after being involved in the culling of poultry presumed to have had live in one flu. So how the it see what I'm saying? It don't make sense. It jumped from there to jump to there to a little farm out in Colorado, and the guy was at the farm, and all of a sudden he got ate. I mean, come on. And a farmer doesn't leave their thing. So when did they go to Europe to bring that? So it just missed all the other birds that and all the other things that it could have touched, but went to Colorado. Come on, I mean, come on. If you want to believe this, it just don't make sense, right? So the CDC said that in a statement, right? The infection comes in a wider outbreak of particular strand of bird flu in the U.S. Now it's just particular. It's just different. It's just this particular one, but it's got to be one, and it's not the same one that came from Asia and Africa and Europe and wherever else they say it went to before it got here, and then it went to a little place in Colorado where you have the first person to get it, and then this guy's in prison of all things, right? It's crazy. The agency said that the case was only the second human. See, now this is where you're gonna look at it crazy, because it said it bounced from their place, that place, that place, then it finally so-called got over to the United States and South America and Central America and all this other stuff that they're trying to get you to believe, right? So the agency said that the case was only the second human infection globally. So how in the world did it get all the way over here? Right? It's only the second one globally, with specific groups of H5 virus, with the first detected in the UK. See, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. So they're telling you the first one ever detected was in the UK. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Let's come back here I didn't remember the order. Okay, I guess the UK is in Europe, so it's a Europe and Asia to North America spread shortly to the population in South and Central America. So okay. Well, the UK is in Europe, but my thing is the whole point of it just being to a little place in Colorado, to a prison, right? And then you're saying that it's in animals mostly. So you're saying it went from there for the first case was in the UK, and somehow it got to the United States to a little prison. But then right here you're saying that the Enviana, or basically the bird flu, the bird influenza outbreak is growing to grizzly bears in Nebraska and Montana and foxes. So it's saying, yeah, it spread it and it went all the way from Europe to here, but it only went on animals, right? It's only went on animals, but somehow this guy caught it in a little place in at a prison. So I mean, still, it doesn't make sense. Oh wow, okay, wait, I didn't even notice that. They said all the way to goddamn Alaska, even to the Kodiak bears in Alaska. God damn. See, so and this is your who World Health Organization, huh? In January, the World Health Organization reported a basically an avian flu, uh, influenza in a young girl in Ecuador, the first such case ever in Latin America. See what I'm saying? But oh my god, because technically they were saying they don't know if it can jump from from animal to human yet. But then it's a possibility that maybe it could. But then they're already giving you this scenario. This is the one 2 years ago. This one's a year ago. Yeah. So this is Al Jazeera also. Um, it says could a bird flu pandemic spread to humans? See, they're just setting up the narrative, man. This was May 10th of this year, right? 2024. Spread to humans? Question mark. Could a global pandemic? See, hey, it's all coming. I was telling people that hey, it's gonna come again because guess what? That was all the trial run. This one, they're not gonna let up, man. Ain't gonna be no regular little lockdowns, and then you get to, hey, they ain't gonna let up on this one, which has hit birds and cattle in the U.S. How? It doesn't make sense. How, Sway? But it doesn't make sense. So just jump, and it's on the animals, right? Just only on the animals. That's what they're saying. Animals, cattle in the U.S. spread widely to humans, but it's a question mark. spread widely to humans? Question mark. Can humans get it too? Let's see. Says the bird flu virus, which was first reported in U.S. poultry farm in 14 states. See, they told you the first one was just a little place in Colorado at a prison, which don't make sense, right? But these the first case, man. It was 14 states had this joint. In in early 2022, has spread to cows and 2 humans in the first ever cases of the bird flu in humans. First one ever. But it said that there were there the 2 humans, it was one somewhere else and the second one was here. Globally. So you're saying 2 people out of 8 billion people had it, but now we gotta worry. We gotta be super, super afraid. See? Now we're from 2 people who live in opposite places of the globe, right, to 2 people who live in the same place of the globe. It must be 2 people in America or whatever. Or maybe they just says 2 cases, first 2 cases, they just saying first 2 cases ever. The first 2 cases, first and 2 humans in the first ever cases of bird flu in, nope, I'm telling you, nope, it's in the United States. So there you go. And some subtype of bird flu is also spreading in other countries. Well, no shit, right? Because it's supposed to have started from the other countries, supposedly, right? And what expects are experts calling a global, wait, they're calling a global pandemic for animals. So you know, U.S. public health officials have been monitoring dairy cows, herbs, as well as beef and milk products around the country since the first outbreak in cows was reported in March. So far, U.S. is the only country to have reported. Wait a minute. How are you the only? Oh, you're the only one that reported in the cows. Okay. U.S. is the first since the first outbreak in cows was reported. Wait, milk products around the country. The first outbreak in cows was reported in March. So far, the U.S. is the only country to have reported bird flu in cattle. Right? Wow. But there are fears, right? There you go. You gotta have those fears that it could pose a serious threat to humans too, right? Hey, you gotta have that fear, man. You got to have that fear, right? This is in April. Texas farmer worker contracted the virus in what is believed to be the first ever trans. Wait a minute! I thought the transmission was in Colorado at the prison. Transmission of the virus from mammal, in this case cattle, to human. thankfully he survived mild conjunctive congen, congestiveness or whatever. However you say that word. Congest an infection in the eye. So, but you're supposed to be afraid that this is gonna kill you. But even in the other cases, they said that I seen one where it said it had two people, and it was just, it was like a regular little small sickness, and they were fine, right? Kind of like what the whole thing with the CV-19, they downplaying it, and then um, you know, it's going to turn into the world's deadliest disease, which that's what they already basically saying it. Conjunctivitis. Okay, conjunctivitis infection in the eyes. He was since made a full recovery. The U.S. first ever bird flu case in humans. Oh wait, they did. Somebody decided to be smart, because after they already said the first one was in Texas, but they said it was in Colorado, somebody must have went back, try to write in, okay, let's put and a farmer worker in Colorado was exposed to infection chickens, reported only, was it fat fin fat fatigue, right? So if you get sick and you just get a mild little whatever, and was mild, it was nothing, and they're fine, they fully recovered, and then this other guy is reported just to have fatigue as the main symptom. That was it, right? But what's to say the fatigue wasn't because he was working? You know what I'm saying? But this is, now you got to be afraid you're gonna die. There's fear that's gonna go into humans. Is it a threat to humans? But you're only gonna get a mild fatigue and all this other nonsense. Now you have to be afraid for this. Now it's gonna be the world's deadliest so-called disease. This is what they want you to believe, right? Now now they went to go ahead and say the guy was Colorado, but where was he a prisoner? Or okay, let's say maybe the dude didn't say it was said in a prison in Colorado, but maybe he wasn't a prison. Maybe he was just a prison guard. But it didn't say prison guard. So if it said at prison, I'm assuming that the guy had to be a prisoner. But either which way, it's not saying that here. It's not saying prisoner or prison guard. Just saying a guy in Colorado that worked at a farm, and this time it was from chickens, right? So the narrative and the things that they're leading you to, it's not making sense, right? This is Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon them. See, they're writing all these different articles. One was 2 years ago, this and that. They can't keep up with all their lies, right? And you have to be the person to be able to have the eyesight to be able to see these things, man. The the gift of the Holy Spirit, man. The gift to be able to be awake, right? To see the nonsense that's going on, man. Right, right. The Lord has have us awake to not be in gross darkness, man. Right, and as their tongues fall upon themselves, all that see them, right? See, because you're supposed to have that eyesight so you can see them, right? Right. The Lord said, "Be circumspect. See them shall flee away." Man, hey, you gotta go from away from all this stuff. You're not supposed to let these people trick you into saying, trust the science, right? If you're not supposed to let these people trick you and say you're not black if you don't vote for Joe Biden. That is absolutely insane, right? Absolutely crazy, right? So this is the amplified version. So they will be caused accused. They will be accused to stumble, caused to stumble, so like it, and they will be caused to stumble on their own tongue, right? In which who's causing them to stumble on their own tongue? The Most High, right? Is against them, right? Hey, who's against them? The Most High. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Their own tongue, to stumble upon their own tongue is against them. All who gaze at them will shake the head in scorn, right? We can laugh at these devils, man. Right? Let's see if we can get it. Because this is what they ultimately see. Says all men shall fear and shall declare the works of Yahweh, right? Hey, because eventually, what they're going to implement that, you know, the CHIP, and this is going to be by the way of how they're going to do it by this pandemic, right? And the way people are going to die, there's things like that. After a while, a lot of people are going to know that, hey, the Most High is judging. The Lord is judging in the world, man. Right? Declare the works, of the Lord, because the Lord is going to cause judgment, man. He's going to allow this Edomite to, hey, go in, man. Right? Yeah, he he's the harbinger of death, man. Right? Everywhere he go, he brings death. So the Lord's going to allow that to happen. But as that's happening, people are going to, are going to realize, oh my God, this is really coming from the Most High. This is judgment, right? They shall wisely consider his doing, right? So now you're going to look at what the Edomite is doing, man. You're going to see what these Edomites are doing, and you're going to go, wow, wait a minute. They're trying to, maybe what these brothers was talking about, how they're pushing the agenda of the New World Order. They are doing that. And then you're going to consider the doing, because this is twofold. You're going to consider the doing of the Most High too. Right? Says then all the men will fear Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai's judgment, right? Because that's what ultimately is going to be judgment in the earth, right? Through Esau, through them pushing this pandemic, you're going to see the Lord's judgment through this place, man. They will declare the works of Yahweh, right? And you're gonna know that the Lord is judging, but you're gonna know that the Lord is judging, man, at the end of the day, man. And you're gonna allow this devil to do it. You're gonna know that the Most High allowed all these calamities and calamities and calamities and just nothing but death, pestilence, right? Because that's what the scriptures say. Death, pestilence, famine, hey, all these different things is gonna occur on the earth, and you're gonna know that the Most High is very real, and will consider and wisely acknowledge what He has done. Right? See, and ultimately the Lord has to perform His word. Right? Head just a little bit up from in the same chapter, and this is Psalms 64 and 5. It says they encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, "Who shall see them?" Right, dealing with the Illuminati, right, or the secret societies, or however you want to, because that's a generic name, the Illuminati. But that's the way you can understand it, right? Because the shadow government, right? Which that's a generic name, but we know that there's people who lurking and working in the shadows of everything, and they'll use these front places, the CDC, the WHO. They'll use uh, 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 Disney, Warner Brothers, uh, uh, um, was it these Jive Records, Sony Records, these things to push agendas, right? Right. Yeah, so it says they commune together, right? Commune, a group of people living together, right? Which they don't necessarily live together, but they do come together. Their livelihoods are upon are tenant upon how they're the 1%, or they're these elites, these people who come together and share possessions, right? They share in what they're doing, their adventures. Oh, hey, we're gonna do this, like was a dude from Bone Thugs came out and said, Crazy Bone, I believe it was, that they set up so they could do private prisons and set up the narrative for them to write songs and produce music in a certain way that's going to invoke young brown people, whether they so-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American, to to act in a certain way so they can fill these private prisons, so they can fill their pockets. But also, what you have these pandemics or plandemics, however people want to call it, and these things uh, feed the agenda of towards the New World Order, which they've already said they want to destroy more than half the world's population to get it to a number that's a more controllable number of people. So they plan on wiping off majority of the planet anyway. So it doesn't really even matter, right? And responsibilities, it says. So when they own these private prisons, these different things, and hey, and these elites, right? The world bankers, right? The Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, the Rockefellers, all these go back into these specific families that's doing these certain things, and they say who see them. The elect see you, but the most important, the angels and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai see you. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it in the amplified version. It says, they encourage themselves in their pursuit of an evil agenda, right? And the agenda is the New World Order, right? The charagma, the karax, the engraphel, to put a chip in your right hand or your left hand or your and in your forehead, perceiving that you cannot buy or sell unless you have what? The mark, right? That's the agenda. That's the ultimate agenda, right? They talk and lay snares. They talk and lay snares. See, and then this whole pandemic thing is a snare to get to the ultimate agenda, which is the MOTB, right? It says yeah, lay snares secretly, laying snares secretly. They say who will discover us, right? And the Most High is discovering you. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is discovering you, and the elect is discovering you. And we're warning the flock. We're warning the elect, right? Because that's ultimately your end is when the elect is sealed, and you come against the elect, things are gonna go fast, man. It's gonna be end of your kingdom, right? Yeah. So it says this is Revelation chapter 3 verse 18. I counsel thee to buy of of me gold tried in the fire, which that's dealing with the elect, right? Yahweh Shai has bought and paid the price for the elect. And then we're gonna be gold, and then we're gonna get tried through these last days, man. And they're gonna be some great, uh, um, you know, uh, what do they call it? The Christians, the the rapture or whatever. Yeah, that's what they. Yeah, Salakia. Yeah, they call it the rapture, and then now the rest of the world has to uh, suffer, but you just got caught up in the rapture, and then you didn't have to go through nothing. No, no, you have to be tried through the fire. You have to go through the tribulation. You have to go through Jacob's trouble, just like everybody else, right? That thus may it be rich, right? Hey, rich in spirit, rich in faith, man, and white raiment, right? Dealing with the truth. The truth is upon you. That raiment is you're cloaked in the wisdom, knowledge, the faith, and the acts, right? Because you have to perform this. You have to. It can't just be you. It's just this is not a you know show and tell. This is this is for real, right? But then it is kind of show and tell because you have to show what you've been talking about. You got to you have to live it, man. You know what I mean? So that thus may it be clothed, right? See, that's that clothing, man. That white raiment. That's clothing with the truth, right? The faith of the keeping the commandments of the Most High Yahweh, and the faith and the testimony of Yahweh Shai. That's that clothing, and that the shame of thy nakedness, right? We've done sins, we've committed sins in this life period and other life periods, man. Other lifetimes, other carnations, right? Do not appear, and anoint thy eyes, right? Because you need that. You need to be able to see what the agendas, right? That these evil agendas are doing, right? With eye salve, that thus may it see, and we can see what's going on, man, right? Yeah, so this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, Awake, thus that sleepest, and arise from the dead, right? Because we were all in a dead state of mind and not knowing who we are, right? Right? We were walking the walking dead. Yeah, you were alive. You're walking around. You're doing your thing, thinking you're GQ smooth, getting all the ladies, or you're this tough guy. You're a gang or whatever, blah 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 blah, or whatever amount of wickedness you were in, right? Be it be homosexuality, lesbianism, wherever you into, and wherever the Lord called you out of, and now you're into this truth, right? Because the mercy of the Lord do endureth forever, man. For the starting with the elect, right? You might have been in all sorts of debaucheries, man, but because the Lord's desire is for the elect, He's gonna pull you out of the dead. And Hamashiach, right, which is Yahushai, Hamashiach shall give thee light, right? And what do you need to ultimately see? You need light. If you're in a dark place, you need light to be able to see. That eyesight, you're gonna have that eyesight. You're gonna be able to see. You're gonna have light. See, right? See, then that ye walk, right? See, now that you could see, now when you're walking and you know where you're walking, now you can see where you're walking. See, then that ye walk circumspectly. Now that you walk around looking at what's going on around you. Walk carefully, tread lightly. Don't just jump into anything, right? Right? Matter of fact, that the Lord said, be not haste in a time of trouble, right? Walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? Yeah, so this is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thus come to serve Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, right, which really is just this is Lord, right, which meaning Adawan or Adawanya, which goes into really it's talking about Yahushai, right, because it's not in all caps, but the Father and the Son is on one accord, right? So that's why I said Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because it's talking about Adawanya, which dealing with Yahushai being the Lord over you. That's why in the script it says, my Lord said unto my Lord, right, come sit at my right hand, which in David was speaking of his Lord being his son, right? So in the regeneration, hey, he was Peter, and his son Solomon was Yahushai, which was his Lord, his King, and his Savior, right? So, but let's keep going, because prepare thy soul for temptation. See, and you have a lot of temptations, because you had the CV19. It was a temptation to, oh my God, it's these things is going on, and you wanted to save your job, or you were afraid to die, or you you had fears of things you didn't even understand. But if you walked circumspectly, you would have realized, man, people are getting sick, and people get sick. You get through your sickness, and your body has its own natural immune system. You didn't have to freak out. They're telling you to trust the science, but it's a temptation to trust the science, trust the world, save your job. That's a temptation. The Lord said, prepare yourself, prepare your soul for temptations. Temptations ain't always going to just be a woman. Temptations ain't going to be always be something like that. Hey, it was something as simple as, are you tempted to trust the world, trust these things, and not trust the Most High? That's a temptation, man. Set thy heart right, which is your mind, lob, your mind aright. This is how you could see. This is where the light comes in, where you can walk and walk circumspectly as you walk in the thing, because your mind is upright. Your mind is in tune with the scriptures. Your heart and your mind is in tune with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And constantly endure, right? Hey, see, and hey, you had you have to endure long suffering. The situations may not be always favorable at the time, but you endure. You just wait it out. As you see, wait it out. Everybody's well. Everybody we know is fine. Everybody who didn't get the joint is fine. You know what I mean? And make not haste, right? See, you can't make a hasty decision, and make not haste in the time of trouble. So you can't just make the hasty decision instead of watching, being circumspectly as you're going about things and paying attention to these things. You reading it, if you don't go into, oh my God, there's the bird flu. Oh my God, you better watch out. Oh, let's get scared. Then you find out, oh wait, every case, these dudes just had, this dude had a mild little thing, and he was back fine. He recovered. And then the other dude was just exhaustion, which could have been from anything. You know what I mean? Could have been he worked all day, but hey, okay, you get sick, you just kind of feel like sluggish, little thing, but then next you know you feel back good. But do you run out and put something in you that they don't even know what's in that? They just say, hey, we're gonna put some stuff together and we're gonna make this cocktail, right? Which cocktail in itself means a mixture of you don't know what it is, right? And put it in you, so you make not haste in a time of trouble. Cleave unto him, right? To the Most High, Yahweh, and depart not away, that thus may it be increased in thy latter end. See, we're in that latter time. We're in that latter day of the time of Jacob's trouble. You got to draw closer to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Not away from it. Right? Oh man, yeah. Might as well keep going. And whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, right? And be patient, right? Patient means to suffer. You're gonna suffer. You're gonna be, but take cheerfully and be patient. Suffer when thus art changed to a lower estate. So at one time you're going to and fro in America and doing whatever you want to do, and then they had the lockdowns, and ain't gonna be nothing different now, but it's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be a lot worse, man. The lockdown are gonna be a lot more stricter. It's gonna be a lot more. Hey, it ain't gonna be what it was this other time, right? Right? You might have actual real military, and if people ain't listening, you're gonna actually see the devil's horns, and he gonna actually shoot American citizens, and there ain't gonna be nothing you could do about it, man. Because what are they doing in these other countries, right? Ain't a damn thing you could do about it, right? Yeah. So this is Revelation chapter 3, verse 16. So then, because thus are lukewarm, right? So you gotta get closer to the Most High, not further away from the Most High. You saying you believe in the Most High, but then you want to get the jump shot. You want to get the icky vicky, trusting in the system, trusting in the science, and not trusting in the Most High, that he's already provided you with things to protect your body, protect who you are, right? Or you gotta do a little bit better in taking care of yourself, right? Which that prove that. It says, neither cold nor hot I will spew thee out of my mouth, right? The Lord is just gonna, he goes, hey, I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because thus saith, I am rich and increase with goods, right? So you say, hey man, I'm good. I'm making my money. I'm doing my thing. Da 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 da. I'm a so-called believer. I believe in God, but I got my money, and look how God's blessed me, and all this and that. So I'm good. I got everything. I don't need nothing. And then because of something came against what you have, I can't lose that. I gotta go ahead and get this thing, or I gotta be afraid, I gotta panic and be in fear because I don't want to lose what I have. You don't want to lose what you increase. So you didn't want to lose your job, so you had to jump on those things. It says and have need of nothing, and says and know it's not that thus are wretched and miserable, right? Because ultimately that's what's going to come anyway. We're all going to become homeless, and unless you take the universal basic income, the universal basic housing, right? Because this is what they want to do for the new world order, universal being one, right? Right? Universal being one world government, a bunch of mixtures of bunch of things, but they're on so-called one accord. But they're on one accord for what? The new world order, the agenda of the Karagma, the Karaks, the Engraffo, which is the MOTB, right? By the way, the mark of the beast, right? That's what's going on. And they're going to use scare tactics and things of diseases and things, and so you don't want to lose your money. But guess what? You're wretched, miserable, and poor, and blind and naked anyway. Because without the truth, that's ultimately what you are. Without leaning to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. That's what you are, right? Because the truth. That's why the next verse, it shows that the Lord said that he wants you to be clothed, that you may, that thus means be clothed, that that the shame that that the shame of thy nakedness be not appear. So the reason why he's saying that is talking about the truth, man. Right? This truth is gonna cover you. The love of the of your brother, you know, showing forth mercy, forgiveness, you know. Hey, and it just said, uh, uh, hold yourself in the time of temptation. So you were patient, and you didn't make haste in the time of a temptation. You made the right decision. You walk circumspectly, right? Matter of fact, let's get back to that. Yeah, so Ephesians 5:15, seeing then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? Right? Hey, man, you want to be wise and trusted in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, redeeming the time, because the days, right, where we're at right now, we're in the last days, are evil, man. We in an evil time. We're in the last days, right? Yeah, it says Ephesians 5:17. Keep going. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Adonai is, right? Or Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is, right? And the main agenda is for you not to get the Karagma, right? The Karaks, the Engraffo, right? Right? The mark of the beast. That's one of the main things. What's one major sin. But there's other things coming towards that. There's before that. Because you're gonna be tempted. The Lord said they're gonna be tried in fire. So there's things. There's gonna be a lot of temptations of things where it says unless thee save thy own life. Right. Matter of fact. Yeah. So this is Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, and he called us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Right. The mark of the beast, in their right hand or in their forehead, and it could be in your left hand, it could be, in your leg, your like phosphorus, in your right butt cheek, your left butt cheek. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? You could put it in and try to take it out. You have received that mark, right? He called us all, both small and great, rich and poor, right? See, it's going to come from all sides, and it's going to be seem like there's no way out of it, and that's a temptation. That in itself is a temptation. Free and bond to receive a mark, and there's a lot of people that's in prison. A lot of them they're gonna say you're gonna get reduced time, or we'll let you free. We'll let you out right now. Get the charagma. Which there were people who I spoke to who were in prison said they went ahead and got the CV-19, the Icky Vicky, due to having reduced time. Yeah, you get this, will reduce some of your time. How much more under these other premonitions of a pandemic, right? Right? Free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might, and this is the point I'm trying to make right here, might buy or sell, save, because that's not even a that's not even a way you would say something like that, right? You would say except he had the mark, right? Except he had the mark. But the Lord wanted to be a certain way because it's you're trying to save yourself. Except he save, right? But it says buy or says that no man might buy or no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the number of the beast or the number of his name, which is simultaneously the same thing. Doesn't make sense. It's the exact same thing, right? It's letting you know that it's the charagma, it's the crocs, the engraphal thing that's an implanted microchip that's going to be the basis of your whole life, the digital wallet, right? As they call it now, right? Yeah. So the Lord said that says this is Matthew chapter 16 verse 25. For whosoever will save, see, because that's ultimately what it is. That's a temptation, right? You can't eat. You don't have a place to stay. You're the things that you're accustomed to having or doing, or you know, it, it's being um, it's being wiped away, right? Under those conditions, and a lot of that thing was taken away in those conditions during the CV-19. But it's going to be a lot more under this thing, under this. It's going to literally take away your house, right? It's going to literally take away your house, literally take away your job, literally take away all your clothes, your shoes, the things that you have. You're gonna have just only whatever you have on your back, and that's it, right? It's going to take everything, because that's why the Lord, it's going to be, that's what I said, the Lord, he said he's looking for those, the gold, buy me the gold that's tried in fire. Hey, bring me that I could try it in the fire, and it's going to be still gold when it comes out. It's still going to be good. For whosoever will save, right? Right? They're going to try to save their own life. Save his life, shall lose it. See? And ultimately, you're going to lose, man. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it, right? So we're gonna say, hey, forget this world, forget the job, forget the girls and and the cars and the things and the whatever in this world that we thought was important. It's no longer important, but to serve and to worship Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in the right way. Even if we gotta suffer, right? Or it says be patient, which patience means to suffer, right? Right? Because matter of fact, let's go up one verse real quick. It says, then said Yahushai unto his disciples, and disciple, that word actually means discipline, right? So, and this thing, we're gonna have discipline if any man will come after me, let him deny himself. So you're going to have to deny, right? Coming to the time of temptation, right? You're going to have to deny yourself. Prepare your soul for temptation. That means denying yourself. And take up his cross, right? Which means, when I said patient, right? Which means to suffer, right? So taking up his cross or your cross, you're going to suffer. And follow me, right? Hey, and then you're gonna have that life. You're gonna suffer for it, but you're gonna have that approval from the Most High and His Son. There's no greater approval that you could ever have. Approval from any one living being than the Most High and His dear Son, right? That's who you want to have that approval from. Other than that, who gives a damn about anybody else's approval, right? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and whosoever follow me. I'm gonna just keep reading because even though I read it, I'll just go over it again. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Right? You gotta lose your life for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's sake, and you'll find life. You'll find true life. Right? For what is a man's? So what is a man's profit? For what a man, for what, Slakia, for what is a man profit if he gained the world, right? You got all this money, these riches, right? But hey, you didn't realize you were wretched and you were poor, right? But and lose his own soul. So what did you gain by all that? You're still gonna lose your soul. So that's what happened to a lot of people. They try to save their so-called job, got the the icky vicky, and a lot of people uh uh drop dead anyway. So you lost your job anyway, right? You lost your house, your home, and everything anyway because you dropped dead from this thing that 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 they said that thickens the blood or something like that, right? Right. So you lost it anyway. So what did it profit you if you gained the whole world but lost your soul? What shall a man give in exchange for his? There's nothing you could give. Your soul belongs to the Most High anyway. So what could you exchange? What could you change for him? Like even the Lord said, the gold is his anyway, right? The Lord said, I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. It all belongs to the Most. What are you gonna give the Lord his own gold, his own silver? I mean. After that, it means nothing. If you'd have gave your life, and especially the Lord said, serve Him in your youth. It makes sense that if you're making a sacrifice like that, even though your life still belongs to me, it's much more of a understandable sacrifice because you could go do whatever you wanted to do, but instead you you did it to serve the Lord, and it wasn't when it was what you call them convenient, right? It was inconvenient, and you did it. Right? Because the convenient thing is to go out here, make a lot of money, do this, do that, and that, make your whole life convenient. Now you got automatic things. You got, matter of fact, they're trying to make it so convenient that the car drives for you. Everything's so convenient, right? But what could you exchange for your soul for that? Hey, so for the Son of Man, which is Yahweh Shai, shall come in the glory of his Father. See, not his own glory, and he's been saying that. He said it throughout the whole thing. A whole time his ministry. He's coming in his Father's glory. See? It's all about the Most High, and then it's all about Yahweh Shai. Right? Right? And through Yahweh Shai, we get to the Most High. right? Coming in my Father's glory with his angels, right? Whose angels? The Most High's angels. With his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Whoa. Verily, right, which means truly, true statement. I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste death. Hey, see, Lord willing, hey, I'm one of those men. And we're gonna just keep continually serving the Most High until we get put in those chariots, whether we get put in the concentration camp, whether we're somewhere starving, on the brink of death. We're going to serve the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? Till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom, right? Which that's what the Lord is going to give Yahushai, this kingdom, right? So with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakal. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder bishops, the elder apostles in Connecticut, the 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 apostles, the bishops, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching the truth with sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. And a Baba Ball.